Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We are Vacay Mode Travels. That is Sarah. I am Alden. Today we are talking about cruise weddings. That's why I'm wearing this cruise shirt today. Versus destination weddings, all inclusive. Pros and cons to each and what to know.
It can be tricky trying to decide between a cruise wedding and a destination wedding because there's a lot of similarities between them. You know, they both have stunning backdrops, built-in guest experiences, and the chance to combine a vacation with your celebration. But between the expertise, flexibility, and legal requirements, there are some significant differences, and that's what we want to talk about today.
Yep. So we all have heard about destination weddings, getting married abroad. Those are great and very much in demand. But maybe you haven't heard about cruise weddings. They are definitely up and coming as well. Just in this last year, it's up about 15% year over year. You have a lot of people that want to bring that experience to a cruise. Maybe they're hardcore cruisers and they just want to have their family guests experience that too.
Yeah, so first up, let's talk about all-inclusive destination weddings, because when you think about a destination wedding, this is what most people think of, is that all-inclusive resort where couples show up, they're on the beach, they have a drink in their hand, and everything is just very simple and they don't have any additional costs. So let's talk about why couples love destination weddings. What are some of the draws to a destination wedding? First off, you already have restaurants on site, you have transportation taken care of. The resort combines everything. Everything's taken care of for you. It really takes out the guesswork. Customization is a big draw. Because destination weddings are growing so much, resorts offer a lot of different venues. And this is a big draw for wedding couples because it gives them choices. We all like to have choices and be able to decide which backdrop, which venue is best for us, and the ability to have multiple venues. Couples love the idea of being able to get married at one venue for their ceremony, have the reception celebration at another venue, maybe even a cocktail hour or a brunch. So just the versatility within an all-inclusive resort is really great. There are a lot of group perks for destination weddings. When you book a certain number of rooms, you can earn complimentary rooms, complimentary upgrades, and credits back that can help you offset the wedding costs. Another big draw of a destination wedding.
Yep. Some of the potential challenges is it may not be for everyone. While all-inclusive resorts offer a lot of control, your experience can vary depending on the size of the property. Larger resorts may not be the vibe that you're going for. Maybe you want something smaller, multiple, or somewhere where there's multiple weddings taking place. We like resorts that do one or two weddings a day. That's sort of the sweet spot. They know what they're doing, but they won't have bridal parties cross paths. That's always a plus. Smaller resorts may be more intimate but offer fewer venue choices. So if you've been to an all-inclusive and you said, that's not exactly the place that I would want to get married perhaps, keep in mind there are a lot of options out there. There are a lot of resorts that know you're looking for maybe a smaller intimate choice or something bigger, grand, that has a lot of great entertainment or more larger venues. Also, your guest list will be limited to those who can travel to the chosen destination and can afford the stay. For most couples, this isn't a deal breaker, especially since many guests see it as a built-in vacation as well. But it's definitely worth considering. You do want to be respectful. And maybe if you have some older relatives, friends with young kids, or guests with limited vacation time.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about cruise weddings. Why people love cruise weddings, what are some of the draws, the different ways to get married when you do a cruise wedding, because I'm guessing that's probably one of your biggest questions right now. So if you do a cruise wedding, there's really three main ways to get married on a cruise. You can do it on board while you're in the port. So that would be before the cruise departs. A lot of couples like this option because maybe friends and family that can't afford to go on the cruise or don't have the time off, they're able to still join the celebration and be a part of it. And if family or friends want to join the cruise and the extended part, they are able to do that. So that is one option. At sea is another option. This is a really popular option, especially for vow renewals. But a lot of couples like the option of being able to have their ceremony performed by the captain or an onboard officiant. So doing it at sea is a great option. Not all cruise lines offer this, so it is important to work with somebody that knows this industry and knows what your options are, because this is not available with all cruise lines.
The only thing I'll add to that is the legalities can be a little tricky when you are doing it at sea, because if you are getting married on the water, where is that wedding certificate coming from? So marriages performed at the sea often require obtaining a marriage license from a specific country. So you want to keep that in mind, that there is going to be additional paperwork, and that's where we come in. We're going to help guide you should that process be required. But like Sarah said, if you're going to have a symbolic, that's also a good option too.
Yes. The third option for getting married on a cruise would be in a port of call. Now, this can also be a little bit tricky because even though, you know, the ports of call are absolutely beautiful, you have to keep in mind that with cruises, it can always change. The itinerary can change, the stops can change for many reasons. It can be weather, it can be logistical. There are a lot of reasons that that can change. So if you plan everything around your wedding in a port of call and then the itinerary changes, you're out of luck. Like, there's no way around it. Everything's got to be reworked last minute, and this might mean you end up sacrificing part of your vision. So definitely an important thing to keep in mind when you're considering a cruise wedding.
Yes. Well, let's get into why couples love it. Cruise weddings are ideal for couples who want variety and built-in adventure. Remember, you know, depending on the cruise ship, it's a floating city. There's a lot to do on a cruise ship. If you haven't been on a cruise, there's really something going on every time of day. For those that have been on a cruise, know exactly what we're talking about. Guests can enjoy multiple destinations during one trip. It's a great way to see multiple, big name port stops along the way. The onboard entertainment is also great, keeps people involved and enjoying themselves throughout their stay, and just being able to wake up in a new place every day. They also can be very cost effective compared to some of the land-based weddings, especially if your guest list is small. Since your travel and honeymoon are kind of bundled into one trip, it can be an efficient use of time and budget.
Yes, and there are a lot of group perks for cruise weddings. You can get onboard credits for you and your family and friends, complimentary cocktail receptions or private spaces for events, reduced deposits, priority boarding for the wedding group, and complimentary upgrades or amenities for the couple. So these bonuses are on top of the wedding package that you select. So this can make cruise weddings more appealing, especially for couples that are on a limited budget.
Yeah. And again, if you haven't cruised before, I would definitely encourage you to watch some videos, reach out to us, see what they're all about. If you have some concerns or you're just concerned about this or that, how does it go? But there are a lot of great new cruise ships out there. They do hold a lot of people, but there is a lot of space. It makes for a great time. So just to recap too, some of the legal requirements are really the biggest obstacles that you're going to have with a cruise port. Also, if your heart is set on a specific location or time of day of your wedding, you'll need to work within the cruise schedule and potential weather changes if that comes up.
Absolutely. Just like all-inclusive destination weddings, there are tons of different cruise ships, tons of different vibes, and it's important that you get matched to the one that is right for you and the vibe that you're looking for your special day. When we're looking at overall cost of a cruise wedding versus a destination wedding, they actually are pretty similar. A cruise wedding can be a little bit more affordable, but it can also add up. If you are adding on extras, reception options, that can end up adding up to be more than a typical all-inclusive destination wedding in the long run.
In general, you want to think about the cruise fare, port fees, gratuities that may or may not be included, and if you're doing a pre and post cruise land stay and airfare. Those are really the big.
In addition to the wedding packages,
Yep.
Just like all-inclusive resort weddings, a lot of cruise lines will also offer a basic tier package, which can be, typically around $1,000 that has all of the essentials in it. It's really that customization part, whether you're doing an all-inclusive wedding or you're doing a cruise wedding, the customization part is really where the sky's the limit, if you want it to be.
Yes. So if you're considering a destination wedding, whether it be on an all-inclusive resort or on a cruise ship, reach out to us. We would love to hear what your wedding vision is.
And if you already know what it is, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Safe travels.